Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. So there was a plane crash earlier today in Utah, in West Jordan, which is outside or I don't know if that's considered actually part of Salt Lake City. The crash happened around 1:30 this afternoon. I think that's Salt Lake City time or Utah time. And there were 6 passengers total on the plane that crashed in a neighborhood and crashed almost, fairly directly into a home in a neighborhood in West Jordan. 2 other houses were involved, were caught on fire as well, but one really caught the brunt of the crash. A total of 3 people were killed, and there's 2 others still in critical condition, and one child that's now in stable condition, and I think a 12-year-old was released from the hospital with injuries that was actually on the plane. So there were 6 passengers on the plane, and a 9-month-old child was killed. It's obviously terrible, horrible, and there was a person inside the home where that the plane crashed into, who's in critical condition, a 72-year-old woman who they were, obviously were at some point were able to get out of the burning structure. I think neighbors were trying to help her, assist her, but the fire was pretty massive. As you can see, this is a video of the aftermath. There's actually a guy there just with a hose trying to contain the flames, but it's pretty much hopeless. And let's just show you that real quickly. It's quite remarkable.
Scared. I've got to go downstairs and get our stuff together in case our house catches on fire. Oh my gosh. That's such a big thing. Okay. Alright. We have our hose going over there. Okay.
So, like I was saying, the pilot, who was a man, was killed. A woman was killed, and a 9-month-old child was killed as well. 3 others were injured, which included an adult female who's in critical condition, a 2-year-old child in stable condition, and a 12-year-old child who was treated and released. And one other person that was that was also injured was the old woman, the 72-year-old woman who was in the home. The only person reported injured on the ground was a woman whose house was at 8691 South 3780 West, was struck by the plane, is in critical condition. That address, I think, is inaccurate, but I don't know. It could be, but it's reported in multiple places. When I check that address on Google Maps, it brings up a house that's very nearby that crash, but it's not the house that was directly hit by the crash, and it's not one of the other 2 either. But I guess it's not terribly critical. Her brother, Joe Murillo, who identified himself to Deseret News as the 72-year-old woman's brother, said she was badly burned. She had lived at the house about 20 years. So, I may be mistaken, but anyways, it's like I said, it's not terribly important. And actually, from watching this sky cam, from this helicopter that's flying over above, after the fire's been put out, you can see the extent of the damage. So, but 30, whatever the name of that street is, 3780 West is right here, and in that video we're looking at this, which is Newcastle Road, and that's the house that was mainly struck by the plane, which was a Piper PA-32, like a single engine small plane, with 6 passengers and a couple kids, and a 9-month-old child was killed. The 2 months unstable. Is it a 2-month or 2-year-old? I'm sorry, 2-year-old. 2-year-old child's in stable condition. The 12-year-old was released, which is a miracle. I mean, it's actually a miracle that anybody survived that crash. One of the neighbors, I think a 13-year-old that witnessed the plane, just before it crashed. Said it was flying very low. It crashed at 1:30, but I think it crashed almost immediately after takeoff. It flew out of South Valley Regional Airport, which is only a couple miles from where it crashed. And but this is the individual, Jasson Soriano, 13, who lives around the corner from the crash scene, said he was standing in his front yard and he saw a plane flying super low. It was actually like rumbling, kind of. It was really low. The next thing he saw was a black plume of smoke, and I saw the whole neighborhood come running out. The plane took off from South Valley Regional Airport in West Jordan. The cause of the crash was unknown, etc. The identities of the individuals that were on the plane, and the woman, the 72-year-old woman in the house, who's in critical condition as well, haven't been revealed at this point, and they expect that they will be tomorrow, or later today. It's already 1 in the morning. At a press conference after family members have been notified and so forth. So, in addition to that video, there is another video of like basically similar, like that plume of smoke that kid was describing, and
Holy gosh. Holy gosh.
it's obviously a shame, man, but that's pretty much the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later, man.